In this video, you will learn how to write text file programs. Generally, in the board exam, you will get most 99.9% as reading a text file. Okay. There are three kinds of programs which are asked in the board exam. One is to check individual alphabets and find if it is A, how many yes is present in the text file, how many A's are present, how many vowels are present, how many space is present and all that. Okay. So in order to do that, suppose reading a text file and count only capital A, small a is not at all mentioned. That is the most easiest program. You can just read the file and use dot count method. How do you count an alphabet in a string? String dot count of A. But the problem is they have asked if it is capital A or small a. In that case, you cannot count both. You can use a loop and count alphabet by alphabet, or I will tell you a shortcut. You can give string dot count of capital A plus string dot count of small a. That is also easy, right? Now, to check a particular alphabet, if it is A or S or T or E or it's a vowel or a space, to check an alphabet, you have to use read method. Read will read the entire text file. Next, if you want to read a text file and count how many words are present, how many words are with length less than 3, length more than 5, you will either be asked to count or you should print it. So to deal something with words, word by word checking, if you need to do something regarding a word, to check a word, you have to use the read method followed by the split method. These are tips you can easily do for your program. Next, to read a text file and check something regarding the lines. How many lines begin with this? How many lines are starting with this alphabet? How many lines start with a vowel or something like that? First, you have to do read lines and then you should go in for whatever question is asked. So let us see how to solve these questions. Read a text file and count the number of alphabet A or A. Before that, I will show you what content I have in file1.txt. These are the 4 lines. So in this, I am going to work all the questions which were asked right now. This is file1.txt. I will close this. The first one, read a text file and count the number of alphabets. First, you have to open the file in read mode. Now, if you are simply opening in read mode, no need to open it at all because the default file opening mode is read. So, I am not giving R at all. It will automatically open in R mode. What is the question? Count the number of alphabets, capital A or small a. So, inside a string called S1, I will give f.read. Right? Now, how to count capital A or small a? For every alphabet, ALP, for every alphabet in the string, I am going to check if the alphabet is equal to capital A or if the alphabet is equal to small a. I will count plus equal to 1. Now remember, whenever you do count plus equal to 1, initialize that with 0. Okay. Now, after you do this, close the file. And you need to print also, right? Print count. Count beginning with capital A or small a. And here I have given a double quote. Okay. And the count is 5. Now the problem is, sometimes you may be asked to count capital A separately and small a separately. In that case, you need not go for this at all. You can directly give print count of capital A. Small a. Okay, small a is S1 dot count of A. Directly you can print this. Same way, count of capital A. You can check capital A here itself. Okay. If you do this, this will directly give you the answer like this. Okay. So this is also very easy to do. So open the file, read the file, initialize. For this count, initialization is also not needed. Okay. Now count the number of vowels. To count the number of vowels, again you have a count like this, and as you gave earlier, for every alphabet, for the alphabet in the string, you just have to do one thing. If the alphabet in A-E-I-O-U, right? If it is there, count the number and say print how many vowels are there and print the count. See, there are 45 vowels in this file. So this is how you count the number of vowels are capital A, capital E, small e, whatever you want. So if you want to check a single alphabet in a file, go for read. Now let's move on to words. How to count the words? Very simple. After read, just give dot split. And for every word, to make you understand, I'm changing this term. For every word inside the string, if length of the word is greater than 5. This is the question. Okay. So words with length more than 5 and print the count. See, words with length more than 5 is 10. There are 10 words that have length more than 5. So what is the only difference? Very simple. You have to break it word by word. What is the use of split method? Do you remember in strings we learned split? It will take a string and split wherever there is a space. When you do it, it will break, right? There is another program, very simple program you may ask in 2 marks also. Count the number of words in a text file. So how will you do that? You need not do anything like counting and all. I'll just make all this as a comment. Read and split. Now what will be there in S1? I will show you what is there in S1. What will happen when you read and split? It will break the entire file into words. Now I hope you will understand what is to be done here. How many words are there? Just print the length of the string. Print len of S1 will give you the number of words. See, 30 words. Very simple. So if you want to count the number of words, just read and split. It will have a list of words and print the length. So if you want to do something word by word, first use read, then use split. You can also give it as different functions. Again, you can give S1 equal to S1 dot split separately, or you can give it in the same line here itself. Read dot split in the same line, you can finish it. Then read a text file and count the lines that begin with THE. So how will you count the lines? As I told you, use read lines. Anything regarding lines, you should use read lines. Now what is there? I will change it as L1 because it will become a list. This list will contain, I will first print this list and show you. See, the list contains 4 lines. Now, what is the question? How many lines start with THE? So, I will initialize count as 0 for every element in L1. That is, for every line, I am going to check. Where is the line stored? In ELE. First line. What is the first line? The internet is that one, right? So, if that element starts with the, then count plus equal to 1. Oh, I need to print the count. Print the count. It will show you how many lines start with the. 2 lines are starting with THE, the. So you can use starts with method. So first break the lines. Use read lines method. Take the list, read it line by line using a loop, and then check whatever you want. Same way, print or count the lines that begin with T or T. So instead of using starts with, or you can use, you cannot, the element, that is the line, starts with T, or the same element, that is that line, starts with small t. That's all. Anyway, first you have to do read lines because you're going to check a line first. Only then you will go in for the alphabet. 2 lines. Okay, so this is how these are 5 important types of program that will be generally asked in the board exam. All the best.